What's going on, y'all? Another week, another geek. We're back at it with another episode of the Why I'm Geeked show with your homies AJ and ChrisyLite. But this is a special episode. This is none other than the Geeked Awards. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's episode 205. Chris, how you feeling today, Brody?
Doing good, man. Doing good. I'm not sick right now, but man, is this cold getting to me? It's getting to me. Yeah, I gotta get ready. But my favorite episode is back, man. The Geeked Awards. So I'm doing good. G, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. Super excited to get into this. Just because, to be honest, it kind of snuck up on me, bro. You know, it's like the end of the year, trying to fit in a whole bunch of good stuff, and I was like, oh, it's Geeked Award time, bro. About that time, so
yeah, a lot to talk about.
For sure. So first off, Chris, I just want to get your take on just like the quick take on the year. Like what like out of everything that we've seen and talked about and stuff like that, how did you feel about just the year in general?
Not a fan of 2025, man. I can't explain it.
Yeah.
Well, I can. Not a big fan of these movies. I don't know. I just feel like coming off since like 2024, I feel like movies have like really struggled to hit those like really iconic movies or super memorable ones. And there have been a few, and we're gonna talk about some today. But I just think, Hollywood, we gotta kick it into gear. 2026. Let's, hopefully this is a better year coming up. But 2025, we're gonna highlight the memorable ones. And show love to the ones that deserve it.
Yeah, I knew this was gonna be, I'll say, a tough year, just because I was like, dang, like for some of these joints, I'm like, bro, what are we gonna put here? Like, because there's a lot of,
some of them had a lot more potential. Like going into the year, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be one of those." And I saw it, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, like it's a lot more middle of the pack movies and TV shows last year. So that's why I feel like it made it tough, because it was a lot of same, but it is what it is. I'm super excited regardless. But one thing that I am geeked to talk about is the first topic, because this is kind of what I spent my whole year on, and that is anime. So let's get right into it. All right, so as y'all can see, here's our nominations for most geeked anime. And anime as a, what would you call it, like a pejorative? I just might have made that up. Like anything
just animated. Overall anime.
Yeah, anything animated. Anime just sounds better, right? So we got Chainsaw Man, the Reset Arc movie. We got a couple movies on here: Demon Slayer, Infinity War, or Infinity Castle. Infinity Castle. I'm surfing.
The anime guy. Anime guy.
Take my anime card. It's over with. Cut the show. We got Kaiju number 8 for season 2. K-pop Demon Hunters. Okay. Yeah. And My Hero Academia final season. Now, let's put the disclaimer out there, right? We didn't see every single anime that has ever existed. This is just what we're geeked about this year. So just a little bit of ground rules before we jump into comments. It's like, oh, you didn't see Fruit Basket of Neverland or whatever, like other random anime that's out there. Like, no shade. No shade.
Reborn in another world, in another dimension again as a vending machine. We haven't seen that, y'all. We haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, so like there's gonna be stuff on, not just these nominations, but like others that just didn't make the cut for reasons, that we either didn't get to it, or it's just like a hard, list to make. So, Chris, do you got anything to say about these nominations, just like off the strength of just the list in general, before we get into who actually won this thing?
I just want to say I love K-pop Demon Hunters. You know what I mean? I'm a huge K-pop stan, and I remember
Mm,
watching this, and as like the first 10 minutes of watching it, I was like, "Yo, I'm watching something magical right now." Like,
mm-hmm.
so shout out to them, and I have all the mangas of Chainsaw Man. I go all the time to get it. I was so excited when Reze Arc dropped. So I just love Chainsaw Man. So I'm trying not to be biased with these nominations, but
Yeah,
Chainsaw Man is it. And I just don't know why, bro. I just love it. I just
yeah.
love it. So two
I
things.
respect it. I respect it. Yeah, I seen K-pop Demon Hunters when it first came out, and I was like, I'll get to that eventually. So that was one of my more recent watch, and I was like, man, after watching, I was like, yo, I was sleeping. I was sleeping on just K-pop in general. So I might have a whole K-pop arc next year. Who knows? Um, but yeah, super excited about this list. Like you said, we got a couple movies on here, a couple anime seasons. I think My Hero was elite this year. It was definitely elite, but you know, cream rise to the top, bro, and it's hard to beat some of the ghosts, bro. And it's let's just get into the winners, bro. Let's just get into the winners and we talk about it. Demon Slayer Infinity Castle. I got the name right this
Yeah.
time. This
Yeah.
joint was elite, bro. Elite in all aspects. Yes, there's a moment where it feels like a completely different anime, but if you're
Oh
into the
god.
feels, if you got the feels, that just this joint definitely takes the cake. And animation wise, it's it's hard to beat it, bro. It's hard to beat it. What did you think about Demon Slayer Infinity Castle, bro?
I mean, I loved it. The theater we saw it in, the music was booming. You could hear
Mm-hmm.
everything. It looked amazing. The animation, I remember watching previous seasons when the animation, the 3D versions wasn't as great.
Yeah.
But to see it now in a movie theater,
Mm-hmm.
this was perfect. I really, really love this movie. I've seen it like 4 times now,
Mm-hmm.
and it got me so hyped
Yeah.
that I cannot stand that it's gonna take so long to get the next one, but this one, I thought it was a masterpiece.
Mm-hmm.
I get the criticisms, but when we talk about anime, like, anyone who would watch this would come away impressed, and, I'm just glad we got it for Most Geek Anime, man.
Yeah. Same here. Same here. I was, I had a bad experience with a Demon Slayer movie once. But
Yeah,
today is
scarred.
not that day, bro. Today is not that day. So, super shout out to the most geeked anime winner, Demon Slayer Infinity Castle. Let's get into the next nominations. So, we just tackled the anime section of the show, and now we're about to go into something a little similar, a little bit different, we're going to get into some visual effects, but before we get into that thing, I think I need y'all to do one more thing. I need y'all to hit that like button, hit subscribe button if you have not already. I always forget to say this in the beginning of our shows, but if you're enjoying the Geeked Awards and you want to see the craziness that we got coming up next for y'all, just do it, bro. Just do it like Nike, bro. Come on, let's get it.
Alright, y'all, for Most Geek Visual Effects, we got oh, Avatar, Fire and Ash. I mean, I feel like whenever Avatar comes out, it's gonna be here.
Yeah.
We got How to Train Your Dragon.
Elite ball
I
knowledge.
remember I remember when the trailer dropped.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
we got Superman. Hey, please comment section, calm down, calm down. This movie does look good.
Yeah.
Welcome to Derry. I don't even know if this is called It Welcome to Derry, but Welcome to Derry,
Mm-hmm.
Pennywise this year. Incredible,
Yeah.
incredible visual effects. And Wicked for Good because it's the finale and oh, oh, did
Cinema.
they do great. Visual effects sorta. So,
Yeah.
G, how you feeling about these nominations and what do you want to highlight between some of these?
All right. So, like you said, Avatar is a clear, like, every time you go into that thing, you expecting to see something beautiful, right?
Yeah.
But I think for me, the two standouts from these five, surprisingly, probably to most of y'all, is Superman and then How to Train Your Dragon. Superman, for the simple fact that it actually felt like a real Superman movie. Like, I don't know how y'all feel about the older Superman movies. Like, there's some that are better than others, obviously. But I feel like Superman in the new James Gunn universe, right, is like in peak form. Now, obviously, there's improvements that could be made. It's just the first movie. But from a visual standpoint, they knocked that joint out the park. We can catch up to the dialogue and stuff a little bit later, and then like how they're gonna connect everything. But between that and How to Train Your Dragon, I think for me was like the hardest ones to like pick from, because the thing about How to Train Your Dragon is that it looks like a literal dragon, bro. Like it looks
Yeah.
like the original animated movie times 10. Like I felt like I was like in a 4D whatever, type of scenario. And it was almost like a 1-for-1. Like, this is what I want from my live action remakes, is movies like this, where it's like not only like accurate to the original story. Yes, you can innovate in some places, but like keep the same core, because the biggest thing was going to be, how are you going to animate these dragons? And if you know anything about dragons and how much they cost to make from like Game of Thrones eras, I know it costs a pretty penny. So I was super impressed with that joint. But without further ado, Chris, you got anything final words before we get into the winner?
Shout out Wicked always looks amazing, and was glad to see it maintain its performance. And welcome to Dare. Sometimes these scary movies and horror movies, they slack on the visuals, but to see HBO come through with that budget and make it look nice and crispy, it was great to see. But who we got winning for this one?
We got How to Train Your Dragon as the winner of most geeked visual effects. I know. This was a G pick, bro. This was a me pick. I'm gonna keep it a buck because I seen everything on this list, right? Pretty much. And then it's like, I know what I'm gonna get from Wicked. I know what I'm gonna get from, Superman to an extent, right? I know what I'm gonna get from Pennywise. But How to Train Your Dragon was like, to me, it was cinematically, it was great, but the dragons look so real, y'all. Like it's hard to put it into words. You have to actually see it. Like, just looking from this picture, they don't look like they're from two different worlds. Like, this look like how a dragon would look in your imagination, bro. Let me keep it a buck with you. And it's not even just that, it's the sounds, it's the fireballs, it's all the different powers or attributes that the different dragons have. It's so unique. So just what I wished for when I first saw How to Train Your Dragon, but we got a million different TV shows instead, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I'm rolling. I don't know how y'all feel, Chris. How do you feel about this pick? Because I know this is kind of out there, but like,
I mean, I can't hate on it, because at the end of the day, it's like imagination coming into life, and when it's done right, it looks right. So I like it. And when we're talking about visual effects, a dragon in the air flying,
fireball,
and Toothless. Toothless was so iconic, and not to bring in the story or any elements of that. It's legit the same story, something that everyone appreciates when you do the same story and then you make it real life, that how I always imagine it be like in reality. It's just done well, and it's done perfect. So
yeah,
I like it.
Yeah. And I'd say, like, for anybody that was like, how could you pick this over Avatar? My main thing about Avatar was that it felt like the same movie. Like, going from the first Avatar movie to, it is pretty. Going from the first Avatar movie to Way of Water was like a shock, because it was like, oh, we're getting to see a whole new world again. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to explore different places. But we do that a little bit in the third movie, but it's pretty much the same. It's just like a different, colorway, essentially. Like, I was thinking like fire and ash, all right, lava land, you know, like that's what I'm expecting. But like, if we keep it a buck, it was more of the same. It's still great, but I think with How to Train Your Dragon, it just stood out from the rest. So let us know what y'all think about that in the comment section, and let me know if I'm tripping or not. But let's get to the next nominations. Okay, so we can't talk about visual effects without talking about cinematography next. And we got some more traditional heavy hitters in these nominations, something y'all probably more familiar with. We got F1, Brad Pitt, he's back. You know what I'm saying? Damson Idris, they back. You know, F1, John to survive. We not him. But next up, we got Mario Supreme, Timothy Chalamet. You know, we got One Battle After Another. Another one. We got Sinners, Michael B. Ryan Coogler. You know what I'm saying? And then Weapons. Now,
And then Weapons.
I say then in Weapons just because, like, you know, they got Julia Garner in there, but I feel like we got a whole bunch of different flavors here. We got a couple spooky stuff, but like, you know, I feel like to me, this was all about mood, bruh. And I feel like all five of these movies right here have a different mood and tone as far as like what they were trying to accomplish and what we actually got to see. So Chris, out of these five, like which one kind of, you know, speaks to you and like was one of your favorites of the five before we get into the actual winner?
Ooh, this one's pretty strong just because like you highlighted, they're all pretty much different movies.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out One Battle After Another because that one was a later movie that I watched,
Mm-hmm.
but I did really appreciate the cinematography from the multiple angles, multiple shots, multiple ways of portraying such a crazy movie.
Yeah.
And it made it really entertaining to watch, to be honest. The way they had all the way it was shot.
Mm-hmm.
And Weapons. You know, I'm a spooky guy. I like the spooky movies,
Yeah.
and when they do it right, you can definitely tell. And I always just appreciate those movies. Do I wish they would have went a little crazier with it? Yes, but they knew what they were doing, and
Mm-hmm.
that is definitely a movie that I would definitely go back to and appreciate more and more.
Yeah. If I was to highlight something, it'll probably be I'm gonna stick with the sports movies because we got a couple sports movies on here.
Yeah.
F1, it's like Drive to Survive on steroids, bro. Like visually, Drive to Survive is already like really cool, but it's looked at from like a documentary kind of docuseries kind of lens. But this was like narrative. It was like you felt like you was in the car type beat. Mario Supreme is a ping pong movie, but also it's like just a cinematic like roller coaster, bro, of like just completely different lighting, completely different like different scene scenarios, and just a lot is going on. It's like paced very well to an extent where it's like, dang, I forget that this is about ping pong, you know? And they don't sleep on the ping pong either. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like Challenger's level of detail, but it's like the way it's shot, period, like from a complete movie standpoint, not just sports specific, is really, really dope. And then I'll say for Sinners, the only thing I always think about, bro, it's just like the burn down scene that is like where the actual
Iconic.
like juke joint is burning down. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they were able to fit so many different like, you know, different scenes, but also like the what am I trying to say here? Like the colors and where they're able to light everybody, and just the way that they was able to, like, it was like a film grain, like you felt like you was back in those days, bruh. Like the way that the movie was color graded, and just like some of the scenery and some of the different shots that you get to see throughout the movie. Like you almost feel like you get transported to another world. You know what I'm saying? And then just not Sinners, but Weapons is just spooky, bro. Like it's spooky to the max. Like the car scene is probably like the scaredest I've been all year.
Yo, amazing
When
cinematography for that scene. I ain't gonna lie.
because it's like it's so simple the way they do it, but because
Yeah.
of the anticipation, I was just sitting there like clutching my pearls, bro. Literally, like I'm like, yo, if I had pearls, they'd been clutched. So, like that giant was crazy, but yeah, man, those are my highlights for these nominations. Let's get into the actual winner, and the winner is F1, most geek cinematography, man. This is definitely a standout for me, just because, like I said, like out of all the movies that we got to see, it's not only just the most different, but also like there's a different element to it because of the sports factor and how to make it as authentic as possible. They had real F1 drivers, real everything. Like they was literally shooting the movie while I'm watching Drive to Survive, I believe. Like the Netflix series. You got Lewis Hamilton's producing it and stuff like that, and like, you know, just the way they would authentically be able to get you in the seat of a driver while also just like making what could kind of be a boring sport, if you're just looking at it from an outside lens, look as entertaining as possible. Man, it was just an epic movie that I was not expecting to be as good as it was. I was excited because of the actors that was in it, and because obviously I like the F1 series, so I had high hopes for it, but like it surpassed all expectations for me personally, and I think that giant just went crazy, man. The giant
Yeah,
just
and
went crazy.
for sure, if you have something as authentic as this, it's gonna look amazing. And
Mm-hmm.
in the past, uh, they've had other movies like Top Gun,
Mm-hmm.
and when you use reality and you get it on camera
Yeah.
and you make it look as good as this movie does,
Mm-hmm.
it just makes a lot of sense. And it's tough because I am a little bit biased when it comes to cinematography, but at the end of the day, how good are you taking advantage of this? And in real life sports, something that's F1, putting it on the big screen, it's
Yeah.
perfect.
Thanks. Couldn't have said it better myself, Brody. Let's get into these next nominations.
All right, for most geek story, we got a couple good ones,
Mm-hmm.
but some that I don't think people expected. We got Andor.
Yeah. Sneaky Star Wars. Gotta fit in there sometime.
Yeah, we threw Star Wars in here. We got Sinners. Dang, Sinners is appearing a lot. We got
Mm-hmm.
Weapons, Welcome to Derry, and of course, Wicked for Good. So
Mm-hmm.
for most geek story, this could vary. We went back and forth on a lot of different storylines on how we're feeling. But G, which
Yeah.
one sticks out the most to you?
I would have to go with Welcome to Derry. Mainly
Oh,
because I think this was the series that kind of changed like my brain chemistry on how I feel about spooky stuff, man. Because
mhm.
it's deeper levels to it. You know, it's not all about being scared. Like the way that they were able to connect not only the movies but the show to the rest of the lore, I was like, oh nah, this joint built different, you know? And it came out in a time where everybody was hyped about Stranger Things, and it just took over, bro. It just took over as soon as it dropped. And people are still saying to this day that, you know, Welcome to Derry was really better than Stranger Things. So I don't blame them. But I I ain't gonna cap. I had to put Andor on the list because it was just like the culmination of so many different storylines and so many bigger overarching stories and narratives in Star Wars that like even though the season was not easy to keep up with, but like, you know, we had to really lock in with that joint to really like understand the political side of it and just like getting the full story of what Andor really was. And I just really enjoyed it. And the rest of these joints, it was just like these are, you know, you've seen them multiple times, so it's like these are top tier movies. So that's why, you know, it's also in the same, you know, see some of the same nominations in that joint. But Chris, what are some joints that you could highlight from this list right
Uh,
here?
the main one I want to highlight is Wicked for Good. I mean, it's the
Mm-hmm.
sequel. It's the follow up to one of my favorite movies. I'm pretty sure
Musical
I had like
Man.
movie of the year. Yep, Musical Man. I never finished like Wicked the play or series, so I couldn't wait to see how the story concluded.
Mm-hmm.
And in my opinion, just the Wicked story is just marvelous. It's just incredible that they could take something from my childhood and pretty much build off of that, amplify the storyline. And the way
Yeah.
they ended it off, um, man, ah I just think story writing like
Yeah.
that is great. And I just love that anyone who has watched the Wizard of Oz before,
Mm-hmm.
and then now they see Wicked, it's just a fresh reminder of that you can take something and with good story writing, anything is possible. And Wicked for Good, I just think they just hit a home run with the conclusion. So I had to
Mm-hmm.
throw it up there and cape for it. So yeah, I guess I don't want to get too deep into Weapons and Sinners again. So
Yeah.
let's just go ahead on the winner. And the winner is Welcome to Derry.
Yes, sir.
And this was one that G kept on telling me, like, I gotta watch it. I gotta
Mm-hmm.
watch it. And you know me, I like spooky stuff. I should have been hip to it earlier. I should have been watching it. But most Geek Story, the It series, the expansion of this lore, the expansion of Pennywise,
Yeah.
the from episode 1 to the very end, this
One was a
story,
doozy.
it was so grand
Yeah.
because I did not really care that much to revisit Derry at all.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of was like, yo, we're just doing a cash grab at this point. But to get me invested into a single season and potentially now we can get more of the universe,
Yeah.
uh HBO, you hit lightning in the bottle again.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the storyline, and thank you so much. I want more Welcome to Derry, and I need it immediately. But G, how do you feel about this winner?
I feel great. I feel great about it. Mainly because, like, similar to what you were saying about Wicked, how something from your childhood could, they could take it and then kind of flip it on its head and just reinvent it and just turn it to up to max. And
And
like, if y'all been paying attention to the podcast, we've been talking about, I've been talking about Welcome to Derry and the newer It movies and just talking about how like I've been sleeping on it because this is like the most scary thing to me as a child, like where I just quit all scary stuff because of Pennywise. And just to know now, like I still think the older movies are way more scary, but I can appreciate these movies because of not only just like the different storylines, but the acting, like we say, it's in the visual effects, the cinematography, all that stuff. Like it's such a good freaking story, bruh. And the connections from like it's like a infinite loop almost of like just different um pieces of the same puzzle that like really just expanded my brain. I'm like, yo, how deep does like Stephen King might be the GOAT, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like I know not all of the movies are great, but from Bill Skarsgård from being Pennywise to just all the new cast members of Welcome to Derry, I'm just like, oh nah, they could just keep doing this, bro. They could keep
yeah,
like if this is a money grab, yo, keep doing it because this stuff is
more
great.
money.
Yeah, exactly, bro. So that's super dope. So if y'all need something spooky to watch, if y'all just want to see like what the heck Pennywise it is all about, like those two movies and this show go perfectly together, bro. Goes perfectly together. So yeah, that joint definitely go crazy. But let's get into the next nominee. Okay, so now we got to get into these actors, the people that keeps the movie going. Most Geeked supporting actress nominations are as follows: Ariana Grande, Mia Goth, Rachel Brosnahan. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong, but I hope that did okay. Tiana Taylor, and Zoe Saldana. Now, this group of women went crazy, y'all. They went crazy. Some of them was a tough pull, but for the most part, I feel like we got a good hand on as far as like, what came out this year. Try to stick a little bit more towards like the movies. We'll see some more TV actors and some other nominations, but this group of ladies right here were immaculate, bro. Immaculate. I think for me, the one I want to highlight for sure is Zoe. And then I also want to talk about Mia Goth as well, because I think for me, Zoe's like character, because this is the third time we done seen her as Nateri, right? So I feel like her character growth has like got like exponentially better in this third movie compared to the first two, because we got to see a more wider range of her emotions as we got to see her character arc progress throughout the movie, which was like more of like dark than I was kind of expecting, but it makes sense as far as like her going through grief. And then just to see her progression of like, like I don't like this part of myself, but I love my family more than anything else. So I'm Jake, don't do it. Don't do it, Jake. And just to get to see her progress through that joint was just fire. And then Mia Goth's character in Frankenstein was just like, it was a role that I was not really expecting from her. It really surprised me as far as like, because from at least what I've seen from her catalog, this was one of the more serious movies. She's usually like just still spooky, kinda, but I just liked her how introspective her character was throughout the movie, and was really just like, she was way smarter than they was giving her credit for, especially Oscar Isaac's character in that joint. And I was just like, yo, nah, I really like, for the limited role that she had in the movie, I was like, nah, she going crazy. She going crazy. So those are my highlights from these nominations. Chris, what you got for us, man?
Similar to you, I like Mia Goth's character in Frankenstein. It's tough to play that role when you don't have a lot, but you're a pivotal character to kind of bring out the emotion and the real empathy in characters. And then also Tiana Taylor. I mean, this one's a tough one because she really deserves a lot of credit for this movie, but such a good character, good beginning,
Gone
and
too
it's
soon,
just,
bro.
yeah, it's just not they make a choice to only have it in the like first act of the movie.
Yeah.
A lot of her roles and star power in it, but I thought when she was on screen, she really brought it and really sold uh, herself to the point where you're gonna see her in big time roles now after this movie. I mean, like lead star movie roles that yeah, I just have to give her a shout out. So
Yeah.
and Ariana's always there because I'm a Wicked fan, so it just has to go on the list. So
I feel it. But I feel like Rachel in Superman was a good balance too. I feel like
yeah,
her role with Superman was like, it grew on me as the movie went on, because there was just a lot of new stuff that we got hit with.
and it can be tough being Lois Lane always, like
Mhm.
always in that role because you're just gonna immediately get compared, and it's like, do I like you or do I not? And
Yeah.
I actually thought she did a really good job, and
Mhm.
it seems like a great pick going forward.
Yeah. Especially the way it ended. I was like, nah, that's Lois Lane and Superman. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that joint was great. But let's get into the winner. And the winner for Most Geek Supporting Actress is Zoe Saldana for Avatar, Fire, and Ash, man. Now, this one was tough, man. This one was tough because the roles were like so close. I just think for this character, it comes a lot down to not just screen time, but just really just growth in the character. Like, I think Tiana Taylor, like you said, was also a good nominee because of just like how much she like controlled the first part of that movie, and it was just really all about the whole movie was about her, but like after that it was more for the repercussions of her actions, and it wasn't like as active, but like when she was there she was going crazy. But I feel like those Adonis character really got to shine in this movie in a way that she hasn't before, whereas like first she's mainly like the love interest in our introduction into the world of Avatar and Pandora, and then as we got to go along, like she didn't necessarily play the background, but like she was there mainly like as an action piece, like if Neytiri pulling up, she about to go crazy. And I feel like this one, we really got to see her range. And as far as like, all the different emotions and different feelings that was, pulled from the loss in the second movie, and then, the acceptance in this one and the growth that comes from it. So that joint was fire, bro. That joint was fire. But Chris, what do you got for this thing?
No, she's always a strong actress, and
Mm-hmm.
especially in this movie, she's in a tough spot where she's beyond grieving, and she's in
Yeah.
this revenge mode. Also, um, hatred style, hatred for her family, what everything's happened to her planet, and
Mm-hmm.
coming to those. I don't even know
Little
how
ism.
to explain it.
Little ism in
Yeah,
it.
just trying to figure out how to get
Yeah.
move past this part,
Mm-hmm.
and with this, she does an excellent job throughout the whole movie. And even turning a corner, just trying to find out like what family is, and what it means. And uh but that grieving part, bro, it's tough. And when you
Yeah.
get an actress who can perform it like she does, it's a no brainer why she wins.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Sure. But now let's get into the supporting actors.
All right, so for most geek supporting actor, we got a few nominations that we're gonna have to talk about, because we had to go back and forth on this one.
Yeah.
So we got Damson Idris
Mm-hmm.
for F1.
Yep.
We got David Johnson in The Long Walk.
Mm-hmm.
Ebon Moss Baccarat.
Yeah. Yeah.
I practiced that 20 times. Marlon Wayans
Mm-hmm.
and Oscar Isaac in Frankenstein. Now this one, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Before this pod, we had to figure out who was gonna win Best Supporting Actress, because
Yeah.
the supporting actors always gets us
Mm-hmm.
actors and actresses, and this year
Cause they all
it's a little
stars,
tough.
bro. They all
Yeah,
stars, But it's like, who's more support and who's more main. It's like, especially like with Frankenstein, because it's toss up. You know.
yeah. So the supporting is always a toss up, because it can just go either way. Like who we thought was in the better role, who we thought actually like performed like the best. And you're supporting, so it's kind of tough, because are you given a lot, or are you just meant to be like bounced off of a lot? So how
Mm-hmm.
you feeling about is there anyone you want to highlight in this one, or how you feeling about a certain actor in this category, G?
So I'll start with my guy from The Long Walk, David. Um, because he was also in Industry season 1.
Mm.
That up. But he was a supporting actor. Like he wasn't the main character, but he was basically the main character. He's like the biggest star in the movie, which is like interesting, right? But it makes sense for the way the movie ended. And if you've seen The Long Walk, then it's literally just that. It's a very, very long walk. But like the conversations that they had and the resolution that we got that this long walk led to, it was just like, man, this dude good, bro. Like I always knew he was good, but he was good. Like if you ain't seen, he was in Alien Romulus as well. So he's been in these spooky streets for a little while now, but I feel like his performance is slept on mainly because of the nature of the movie. Because I'm not gonna say nobody went to go see it, but anybody that saw it was like, man, The Long Walk was good. You know what I'm saying? And even though he wasn't the main character, like he might have had just as many lines as the main character. You know, he was kind of like the glue guy amongst the group. I also wanted to talk about Damson Idris because, like, F1 started Brad Pitt, and if you're gonna be, you know, in a movie with Brad Pitt, like you gotta come with it. You know what I'm saying? You can't not go crazy on your role. So like seeing him in this role versus like other things I've seen him in, like such as Snowfall, it was like very cool because it felt more like his true self in a sense of just like, you know, he gets to have his own accent because he's not American, so he's not from the West Coast. He doesn't have that kind of accent. So it's cool hearing him just talk normally, and then also just his chemistry and back and forth with Brad Pitt in the movie was great because he's like this young, like hot shot driver that ain't getting no points. You know what I'm saying? F1 ain't getting none, but he got all the emotion. You know what I'm saying? But he has a, you know, potential to be great. And it was like as much of a Brad Pitt movie of this movie that it was just as much a Damson Idris movie as well. And I think they mesh well together. And I'll say one more, and that's Ebon. Now, this one was a toss up because like we could have put him as in this, you know, nominations for not only the Bear but also for Fantastic Four. But I chose. I was like, it's the Bear. It's the Bear because Richie's a way better character than the Thing. Like, not even close, right? And there was so much growth that has happened with Richie, in basically every season. But him taking more of an ownership and leadership position at the restaurant and just like really like adapting to, you know, what he really wants and dealing with just a lot of family stuff and like being a dad, and it's like it's just good, man. It's just good. So that's who I'd highlight on this list. I'll leave the rest to you, Chris, because we got some more spook stuff. You know, that's left.
Yeah.
And you the spook master, so you know.
Yeah,
Handle that.
I really just want to highlight Marlon just because it's so
Mm-hmm.
crazy because he's technically the supporting actor in his role in him.
Yeah.
But man, was that a character? That was an acting job. That was
Mm-hmm.
him giving his best foot forward in a crazy scenario
Yeah.
that you know what were they called, a savior's quarterback?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
uh, that was just a spectacular performance from him. And
Mm-hmm.
Oscar Isaac in as Frankenstein, and growing up, Frankenstein was one of my favorite books. Uh, he is such a maniac, and even in this one, uh, it's just so like just the weird vibes of being a creator and then having that god complex and
Yeah.
being able to sell like I'm not doing anything wrong. It only makes sense for someone to act this way and have these mannerisms to feel like embody Frankenstein. And
Mm-hmm.
uh it's just weird because sometimes actors just fit their character,
Yeah.
and I think he did a really good job of that. So let's go ahead and get on to see who won this one. And the winner for best supporting actor is Marlon Wayans. And to me,
Yay.
to me, I didn't expect him to be like this crazy. I
Mm-hmm.
knew he was gonna be crazy, but this was like another level. And when it comes to
For
like
sure.
spook stuff, uh, to get into like this mode and realm, it takes a lot.
A lot of
It's not one
trust.
for the a lot of trust, and especially for his acting career. I don't know where out of left field they said, "Yo, you the one for this,"
Mm-hmm.
or he just said, "Yo, I'm going after this. This type of role uh is one that I do think is going to be memorable, especially in the crazy coach centric
Mm-hmm.
mindsets." And I think out of everything out of this movie, you come away blown with his acting.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's definitely a standout from this movie outside of just like the craziness that actually happens in it. Um and I think like to me it was more surprising because it was like this was like him was like now I want to say his claim to fame because he's a legend already, right? But
Yeah.
like this was like his acting like, yo, I'm really like that, y'all. Like I just, what I've been doing is what I've been doing. You know what I'm saying? Like I can take it to another level if the opportunity affords itself and the situation is right. So I'm expecting big things from Marlon Wayans coming up soon for sure. And like, when this came out, I'm not gonna say it bombed, but like it wasn't people's favorite movie. So, but his performance is the thing to me that stood out the most about everything else. And then like in combination with Tyreek Withers as well, it was just like for something to be spooky and then also combining with football and taxidermy. It's a lot.
Oh man.
It's a lot going on in that joint. So that joint went crazy. But shout out to Marlon Wayans. Keep going crazy. And let's get into the next nominations. Okay. It's time, bro. It's time to get to the big dog. Woo. It's like, no, we stop. We got most geek actress here. And the nominations goes as follows. Cynthia Erivo for Wicked for Good. We got Florence Pugh for Thunderbolts, aka New Avengers. We got Jenna Ortega for Wednesday season 2. I told y'all, so we're gonna get some TV in there. We got Julia Garner for Weapons. She was also in Fantastic Four. And then we got Vanessa Kirby from Fantastic Four First Steps. Now, this list right here didn't take us long to come up with. But for the winner, that's when things got spooky. But I want to just highlight a couple people real quick. And I'm going to start with Julia Garner because she is on a run, y'all. She is on a run from her first time, well, at least the first time I seen her in Ozark, I was like, oh, she going to be a star. But her role in Weapons, where I thought she was like, she's definitely the main character, right? The story is mainly based around her story in her classroom, essentially. We got to see a different side of her than we're used to kind of seeing, and I thought that it showed that she had some really good range as far as like we got to see a little bit of Ozark in her in certain moments, but like she was a elementary school teacher. So like it's a different tone, a different vibe, and that joint was just spooky, bro. It is some memorable moments from that joint, and I think for me, it's one of the more memorable movies of the year. And then I'm also going to talk about Vanessa Kirby in Fantastic Four because I think like I don't think Fantastic Four First Steps was like a great movie, but like I think her performance, she shined the most out of everybody. And that's because she had like more depth to her character, and how she was trying to relate to, just the everyday people, as long as with being a superhero and a mom, you know what I'm saying, and a wife. So it's like we got to see all facets of her character, and I just really appreciated like her monologue, and then just like the plot armor saved her, bro. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Chris, go ahead.
I definitely think Vanessa Kirby didn't get as much credit as she should have for that movie. Sometimes Marvel actresses and actors don't get a lot of credit for the good acting jobs that they do in these movies. So I definitely want to highlight her. Cynthia Erivo, I mean, always really, really great. I can't cape for Wicked all day, but same old. She did amazing in it, and the build up to the climax. I mean, you got to be wicked for good. You know what I mean? Um,
Mm,
and you know, the controversial one definitely is in the middle with Jenna Ortega because we were
yeah.
just trying to figure out because everyone knows she plays Wednesday good, and I kind of feel like the season dragged it down more than Wednesday, the way she portrays Wednesday itself. So
Yeah,
um,
for sure.
I, I think he did. I think he did a really good job on all these, but it's always the winners when it comes to this because uh, all of them just I kind of feel like deserve high
Yeah.
praise in their stuff.
Hmm.
And I don't wanna feel like, "Dang, like, y'all did one of them dirty." You know, like
Yeah.
so
It's tough. It's tough. But let's get into the winner because that's the only one we ain't talked about yet. So let's just
yeah.
jump right into it. Florence Pugh, most geek actress. Um,
Most geek. Most geek, y'all, okay?
let's keep it a buck, y'all. She was Thunderbolts, man. It's not even close. It's not even close. I think just Yelena's storyline in general, from the time we got to see her uh, in the first movies and then um, in the shows and then now in Thunderbolts, it's just like perfect casting, bro. I think the attitude, I think, the vulnerability and just all the family stuff that we got access to and more understanding in this movie, it stood out in a way that it's like there's star power and then there's like now you might actually be this person, or you might actually be this character, you know? And I've always said like this is something that'll pop up in um the actors as well, is like when you can make me forget that you're acting and like to forget that the star power of the actor, it's like, oh yeah, like nah, they got it. Like they doing a very, very good job. So um I think Florence Pugh did an excellent job. It's probably it's definitely my favorite role of hers. But I'm super excited to see what she's gonna do in Dune as well. So it's just a lot. There's a lot to be excited for. But Chris, what you got for us, man?
This was a tough one because I kinda alluded to how I feel about how they do these Marvel,
Mm-hmm.
actors and actresses dirty
Holding them
sometimes.
back.
And in her own movie, she does an amazing job from start to finish. She captures the screen every time she's on it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of emotion in this one, a lot of dark thoughts and
Mm-hmm.
heavy things to discuss in this movie. And I think she just knocks it out of park. And when it comes down to most geek actress, uh, she really is taking up the mantle as one of those good actresses within the Marvel universe that I feel confident going forward now.
Yeah.
And going into this movie is not something a lot of people would say. And I just think it's something kinda like what you alluded to, like, now I just feel like we know her character, uh, she is an important character going forward,
Yeah.
and and we already had her whole story arc and emotional journey in this movie, and that's
Mm-hmm.
kinda why she deserves this award for being the most geek actress.
Yeah. Not like she's like completely healed, but like she's to the point where
Yeah,
it's like, okay, like now if she needs to take up some type of mantle at some point, then like I'm down for it. If not, she get to still be herself, like I'm cool with that too. But it's to me more about like the journey than
yeah,
more so like directly what happened in Thunderbolts. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? I
exactly.
feel like it was like a turning point in this joint where like a culmination, like a climax of just that's Elena, bro. You know,
Yeah.
so that's why she go crazy. All right, next up.
Alright, y'all, for most geek actor, we got some big dogs in this one too. We got Bill Skarsgård
Hmm.
because of course when when you're Pennywise, you're gonna be on
Yeah.
this list. We got Jacob Elordi
Hmm.
as Frankenstein's monster,
The
always
creature.
confusing.
Yeah.
The creature, yep, that's how we go in the movies.
Hmm.
Jeremy Allen White in The Bear,
Yep.
Michael B. Jordan in Sinners. Wait, which Michael B. Jordan is this one?
That's
Wait a minute.
smoke. That's smoke. But that was just like the best picture.
Gotcha, gotcha.
You
You
know
know,
what
you
I'm
gotta
saying?
do the double take, and then we got
Yeah.
Timothée Chalamet in
Mhm.
Marty Supreme. So, out of these most geek actors, I gotta say, uh,
This was
Jacob
contentious.
Elordi from the Creature was one of my picks
Uh-huh.
because, man, Frankenstein's is just such a weird pick.
Yeah.
And then to watch that movie where we get to see like the creature's perspective, I thought he actually did go crazy. I thought
Mhm.
a character from freaking Euphoria
Mhm.
is just growing in front of my
Crazy man.
eyes, and I'm like, yo, maybe you actually, yeah, a crazy psycho. Like maybe this dude actually do got a real shot in Hollywood of being like uh
Mhm.
crazy elite level talent here. Um, and of course, Timothée Marte.
Mhm.
Um,
Marte.
yeah. Timothy Chalamet is always a really good actor, and
Mhm.
he goes 100% in this character in Marty Supreme, bouncing off the walls from scenario to scenario, going through being a dad to not being a dad, going to being a player to not being a player to being wanting to be the
Well,
greatest ping pong player in the world. Like
yeah.
uh this man does a lot in this movie, and just wanted to highlight that. But how you feeling about these nominations, G?
Contentious. Contentious. This was
Mm,
almost a pod in itself.
yeah.
Um Mainly, between uh Michael B. Jordan and Timothy Chalamet. Um
Yeah.
it's no secret that there's controversy amongst the
Uh-oh.
people. It's controversy on this pod, but
Yeah.
we still gotta do what we gotta do. Um, yeah, I definitely my picks was definitely Michael B and uh Pennywise for this joint. I like Marty Supreme as well, but it was more so like I felt like I was just watching Timothy Chalamet. Like I was saying before, like how it's like almost like an escape. Like you start forgetting the star that's behind the screen. Like I got that feeling from Pennywise. I got that feeling from Michael B. Um, and both characters. You know what I'm saying? But like the conversation doesn't matter if it's two actors or two characters that one person is playing. Does it like give them a boost or not? And I don't want to deny nobody on this list. Everybody on this list went crazy. Frankenstein was definitely a surprise for me, because like my knowledge of Frankenstein only goes to what I seen on Scooby Doo. You know what I'm saying? That's as far as it goes. So this was new to me. I thought Frankenstein was the monster. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? But as Frankenstein's monster, aka the Doctor, aka Oscar Isaac. So to me, the only thing about Frankenstein that was a letdown was the ending, because it was a not happily ever after, but like some things got resolved. I'm like, I'm not really rolling. I'm not really rolling with that. But I do like how they showed the two different perspectives, and the bear, Carmen's just going through a lot mentally. He has been this whole time. And, just when things are starting to turn around, he drops a bomb on us. And it's just like, oh, you got you rethinking everything that you just watched. You know what I'm saying? So it's like progress made and then just like kaput. But there can only be one winner, y'all. Let's get into it.
And the most geeked actor goes to Michael B. Jordan in Sinners. Oh, and he highlighted this could have been a whole pod. We were trying to figure out
Yeah.
who's the most geek actor. Because there is a lot of discourse online. We got the Oscars discourse going too.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, we're trying to figure out who's the most geek actor.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna lie, in Sinners, he's two characters.
Yep.
Do I feel like he is the strongest of the both two characters? Like, does he play the role like out of 10? No. But does he do a
Mm.
great job of it? I think so. I think on both of them, they're really good. And at the end of the day, I was geeked watching both of them. I was geeked watching Sinners. And I guess sometimes I do be asking a lot. Sometimes I do be asking a lot for uh my characters to go crazy. But
Mhm.
you know, sometimes playing 2 characters goes crazy, and I really appreciate that for Michael B. And it is his best movie in my opinion,
Yeah.
acting wise. But how you feel about Michael B?
That's my dog. You know what I'm saying? That's my dog. So, um, obviously, like we said earlier, this was my pick, right? And the contention really was about like, does two roles matter more than the volume of another? Because if we really look at it, like, you know, Sinners, Smoke and Stack are two different characters. They're played by the same person because they're twins, but like it's a different kind of acting. It's like a different kind of responsibility, a different kind of thing that they're trying to get across versus like Mario Supreme, which is like more of a biopic style of movie where it's literally just Marty. Like it's literally just Timothy Chalamet, like, you know, acting his butt off, obviously. But I think that as far as roles go, it's not my favorite role from him. You know, like I get the whole thing that I was trying to get across. It's not so much about the, you know, volume or just like talent that we see on screen. It's like how it really connected with me. And you know, after the second to third scenario, I'm not gonna say that the movie got boring, but I got used to it, you know, of like, okay, this is how this is finna go. And it's, the roller coaster to me doesn't necessarily make the performance better, even though it's like he's getting to do a little bit more with the character. You know what I'm saying? But with Michael B, for me, it was more so about the journey we got to go on with each twin. And even though they're both different, it was dealing with different things, but they had similar things. They both had not lady problems, but like, you know, a love interest, and but they both had different like lifestyles that they really wanted to live. And you could see how each character interacted with, you know, them individually as individuals. And it was so interesting to watch the dynamic between the actual conversation between them, because it was so synonymous. It was so cool to look at, bro. Like it was fire. It was fire. So is it a little bit of like he's playing two roles in one? Sure. You know, I give you that. But to me, I'm thinking about just the role in general and what he was able to do and accomplish. I'm like, nah, he deserved that joint. So I know if we get hate,
We need
blame
2
it on
pictures
me.
too.
Blame it on me. You know what I'm saying? Blame it on me. But a dub is a dub, and that's what we got here today, y'all. If Chris get to get Wicked, I get to get Sinners. It's like, nah. But but let's get into the next nominations. Okay, we almost there, y'all. We almost there. We got 2 more awards left, and these are the big ones. We got the Most Geeked series up now, and then Most Geeked picture. So stick around. If you haven't liked the video yet, do it, because we going crazy, y'all. We giving y'all what y'all want. Controversy.
Do it.
It's like,
Do it.
But Most Geeked series, we got Jenny in Georgia. I know. Invincible. It, Welcome to Derry, Severance, and The Bear. Very unique list. You know, Welcome to Derry is back in the middle of things, but we got some Netflix, we got some Prime, we got some HBO, we got some Apple TV and Hulu. So it's diverse, y'all. It's diverse. It's a diverse group of shows. But Chris, what would you highlight from this list that you want to talk about before we get into the winner?
The main one is definitely Severance. I've always loved Severance. I thought it was such a great series, and every time it comes back, it just reminds me how unique of a show. And after I watch one episode, I want to watch another, and I just want to get deeper into what the heck is going on. Like, what is the ultimate big plot of this show?
Pop the balloon.
And just I just think it's such a unique show because it explores a lot of weird concepts that you would never think of,
Yeah.
and it sucks because it's on Apple TV and it takes a while for the next one to come around, but when it does,
Mhm.
I get the same feeling as soon as one episode pops up. It's like, "Okay, let's slowly dip our toe into this, and now where are we?" So, I just had to highlight that one just because it's still one of my favorite series, and whenever it comes around, everyone wants to talk about it, and now that we're at a totally new year, I feel like no one even talks about it anymore, so, uh, shout out to Severance.
Okay. Okay. I definitely want to shout out um Jenny and Georgia first because I think
Mhm.
that's like the one that sticks out the most. Just because of the nature of the show. It's more of a catch all drama type of thing where it's like it's a whole different world that's just craziness. And it's like I can't get enough of it, bro. It's like my kind of drama. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, who the baby daddy? But it's not like, you know, um reality TV like wise. Like I'm here for the drama, but not for all the like extra hype reel and stuff. And they dealing with real issues. I think that's like that they handle very well in this season. But the craziness of the trial, the craziness of uh just what Jenny is going through in school and like just like this town in general. I'm like, yo, there's no way this is real. And it's not, but it could have been, you know? And then we've talked about Derry all show, all award show. So y'all already know how we feel about that joint. I talked a little bit about the Bear, but it's just like it's coming to a breaking point at this point. And it was like I thought it was gonna be more of a ride out to the sunset thing. We got to get this Michelin star, we about to be goated, but nah, they just keep adding on to the plot, and it's just like, yo, I don't know where we go from here, bro. Don't know. And then I'll say Invincible, probably like the most frustrating thing to watch out of everything on this list, but it's good. I can't deny that. I realize that where my bias lies a lot of times with Invincible, it's not with the show, it's mainly with the platform that we watch it on. Just because it's like it's tough. It's not even the way that they release, it's more so like the actual watch experience on top of, you know, they just, you know, parting us to death, bro. Like everything's gotta have a part to it. They can't just release the whole thing. But Invincible, undeniable, bro. The war was crazy. The fight between Conquest, crazy. And just getting to see Mark fold, bro. I'm like, yo, I could
I
watch
knew
this
you were
all
gonna say
day.
it. I knew you were
I
gonna
could
say
watch
it.
this all day, bro, because it's like he buns. He buns, bro. But that's all I really got to say about that. And y'all know how we feel about Welcome to Derry at this point. So let's jump into the winner, bruh. And you was wondering why I said not much about Welcome to Derry. That's because it is the winner of Most Geeked Series. Yes, sir, man. I mean, we've been talking about this all show, man. And we literally just talked about it and I didn't hit record. So we're about to talk about it again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Welcome to Derry is one of those shows where it's like an infinite loop, bro. Like the way that it connects not only the past to the present, but also what could possibly be the future. Lore Dump is insane, bro. It's top tier. The way they were able to connect, like, you know, OG series to even series that's not even like, you know, Pennywise specific, but it's in the Stephen King universe. Chris, you want to explain it real quick?
Yeah, they just do a good job of, like, finally making the Stephen King, universe connected with, it universe connecting potentially not even potentially, it's pretty much confirmed now,
Yeah.
connecting to the Shining universe, and, Shining is a famous movie, way, way back in the day, one of the most scariest movies of all time, and then, it connecting to, Doctor Sleep that dropped a few years ago,
Yeah.
and, we just had these 2 It movies, part 1 and part 2, and for Welcome to Derry to pretty much merge them all together, potentially
Mhm.
branch it out even further to expand the It lore.
Yeah.
And now Pennywise potentially has the power to just go back in time and live in all timelines. It's just a amazing, amazing show, and one that they can keep doing for a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, but I just love the fact that this show just came out of nowhere,
Mhm.
and that it's a scary show. It just put more icing on the cake, man.
Yeah. So y'all know how that joint go crazy, man. Like it took over Stranger Things. Like that's a feat in itself. Like Stranger Things was coming out and people was like, it's not even close to this, you know. And it's granted, there's a lot more baggage that comes with Stranger Things as far as like how do you end the series, and this is not the end. It could be the beginning or the middle. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, it just makes you want to go and rewatch the movies right after, you know. And
I mean,
for me,
immediately.
like for it to be my first time like watching, you know, Pennywise and it in general since I was a kid, like this was like the most scariest thing to me, like as a child. Like I remember watching them, like I'm never watching a scary movie again, and I did until I started reviewing them. You know what I'm saying? Um, but the fact that this movie connects to the rest of the books is insane, and I think that like uh, just it's just different, bro. It's just different because
And
it's spooky, but it's like not scary, and I'm
and
more
and
interested.
immediately
Go ahead.
immediately after watching this, like, you can't help but feel like, "Yo, this was one of the best shows I watched all year."
Yeah,
Like, immediately, you just sat there in amaze, like,
I
HBO
need
really
more.
gave us another one. Yeah.
Yeah, I need more.
Immediately.
Yeah, cut the check, cut the check. But that's all we got for this, man. Now it's time to get into the one you've been all waiting for, most geeked picture.
Finally, we've gotten the most geeked picture, and,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
we got some good nominations in the year 2025. We got Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle.
Yep.
We got F1. We got One Battle After Another. Of course, Michael B. Jordan's Sinners.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, one spooktacular movie, Weapons, that made the list. So, G,
Yeah.
out of all the movies in 2025, what is your final thoughts on these 5 nominations?
I'm not gonna cap, bro. F1, like it's drafting season at this point too, y'all. So like it to use football terms, like for me, my pet cat is F1 because it's the most different movie. Honestly, it's not counting the anime, right? But just amongst like it came out so early too. That movie and Sinners came out very early in the year, but it has stuck with me um up until this point. And I think that, you know, coming out like right, I think it was I don't know if it was right after Sinners or close. It was close to Sinners. People were still seeing that movie while this movie came out. I don't think it got necessarily like the love that it probably should have because it's like if you want to watch this movie, you gotta watch it in theaters, bro. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that you want to enjoy it at the crib, but like to get the most, you know, because F1 is all about performance. You know what I'm saying? And the performance that we got from the actors, the cars, the tracks, the locations, the cinematography, like it's been all up and down the nominations throughout the whole Geeked Awards this year. So definitely that's my pet cat. It's my standout. But obviously, you know, Sinners, Weapons, Demon Slayer, all of these is 10 out of 10 movies, but we got one that is, you know, not like the others, but it's up there. You know what I'm saying? And it's
Oh,
just it's
oh.
a little bit of recency bias, I think, personally. But you know, one battle after another was good. I'm not gonna act like it wasn't good. But it was more so like one of those things where I'm like, man, is it up there with the rest of them? But it's like I don't know. But Chris, I'm gonna let you get into it, bro. I'm gonna let you get into
All
it.
right. I'm gonna shout out Weapons because I do think that was one of the most unique scary movies I've seen, and I
Yeah.
was like fascinated as I was unraveling into this. Like, what the heck is Weapons? Just the
Best
title. I
jump
remember
scare
watching.
for sure this year.
The jump scares were crazy, and without spoiling anything, that last scene still has me geeked to this day. Like,
Yeah.
I swear, that was just such a fun movie, and I always like my scary movies similar to that vein. And
Mhm.
Demon Slayer Infinity Castle, main. I just remember being hyped seeing it. We had a whole watch party, and
Yeah.
I remember walking away from that movie just blown away. Like, yo, Demon Slayer is really like that, and I
Mhm.
cannot believe that movie theater experience was incredible. But there can only be one winner, and the most geek picture award is gonna go to Michael B. Jordan Sinners.
There you go. That's right.
Yeah. So
That's right.
overall, we normally do the show a few days before we pick our picks, and we come back together and we do like one more final thoughts.
Mhm.
And this is why we say we could have podcasts about the pre-show of this, because at the end of the day, I kind of just sat there and said, you know what? Out of all the movies, I think Sinners was the best movie I saw last year.
Yeah.
And that's just overall. Like,
Mhm.
uh, cinematography, actors, they had a whole A-list cast in this movie.
Yeah.
Direction, story. I mean, if I
Music.
didn't know anything, well, music. Oh my, music was a major part of this movie. And if you want to break
Mhm.
down like storyline, if you didn't know anything about this, I mean, you would be shocked, you'd be floored.
Yeah.
And if you want to deep dive and dissect it, there's plenty. I mean, there's so many so much you can go into it about black exploitation in this movie, and then to highlight that and split it up with not even trying to make it a black thing. You can just make it a straight up a vampire and human thing, and it can still
Mhm.
mean the same thing. It's just such a masterful movie, um, and just so many different angles that you can have with this one. Uh,
Yeah.
and on top of that, I will say I will always go back to this.
Mhm.
It's a spooky movie, and to
Yeah.
have a spooky movie for Most Geek Picture is
Dang.
incredible. And shout out to Michael B. Jordan and Michael B. Jordan for pulling this one through.
Okay, I like that. I like that. How can I follow that up? You know? But
Hey, you got this. You got the energy for this one.
yeah, Sinners go crazy, y'all. Like Chris said, from the cinematography to the music to the culture, man. Like it's a lot. I connected with this movie, super heavy. Just cause like, Preacher Boy, like that's
Mm,
iconic. Iconic. And it's something that's like if you just grew up in church, it's so many things that are polarizing in this movie, and like just different heartstrings that they tug on, and just like there's to me the vampires come second. You know what I'm saying? I know
yeah.
it's a spooky movie, but like it's more about the people than the vampires for me. And the time period that it was set in, that, like people just trying to make their own way during like Jim Crow era. So there's like so many things that they touch upon in this
Spooky.
movie, and then they remind you, it's like, oh yeah, vampires, y'all. Like, let's get active.
Yeah.
The decisions that people made that cost the whole group. That it's like, if you makes you think, if you get put in that predicament, like what would you even do? You know what I'm saying? And there's just so many facets to this movie that I'm just like, bro, like, even though it was a earlier movie that came out, it's the best one for the rest of the
Yeah.
year. So I'm gonna leave it at that. We've been talking about it all show. We've been talking about it
We
all
really have.
year, and it's just crazy to think that, like, man, like, dang, Ryan Coogler got another one. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And I
so.
definitely would say after, like, once we saw this, it was just so early in the year that there were
Mhm.
so many other movies that I thought, okay, this one's gonna top it. This one's gonna top it. And
Yeah,
once we made this list, it's tough. You just go down the list and
see a
you
lot
look
of
up and
mid.
Yeah, you say, you know what? I thought Sinners was gonna get overtaken, but no,
Yeah.
you're gonna win 2025 most geek picture.
Yeah. So let us know in the comments what y'all guys thought about not just most geek picture, but the whole award show. Before we get into what we geeked about, Chris, we did it, bro. Another year in the
Yeah, we did
books,
it.
man. And it's crazy. It's the 4th Geek Awards. Excited for all the stuff that's coming out next year. But you know, it's one of the ones, man. It's one of the ones. So we want to close things out, man. If y'all haven't already, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Please do it. Do it. Show us some love. Because it took a lot to put together. It took a lot to watch a lot of the stuff that some stuff didn't even make the list. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
that's
Which is
crazy too.
crazy. So, you know, hopefully this next year is gonna be better. Stuff to watch, and we're gonna talk about more and more and more. So let's get into the closing act. But okay, Chris, man. So let's just reflect a little bit on everything. What was the most surprising winner, you think, for you before we get up out of here,
Oh,
man? Just
uh,
curious.
I definitely think the most surprising one for me, uh, it's tough because we do have most geek picture is Sinners,
Yeah.
and then most geek story was Welcome to Derry.
Mm-hmm.
But like I
Crazy.
said, we've always said this in the award show. It's most geeked.
Yeah.
We like to have fun with it, and we do take it pretty seriously because we go back and forth on how we feel about it. And
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, like most geek story, I just really love the storyline that they did with Welcome to Derry. If you've never watched its series, I feel like it would work, and it just begs more questions of like what is Pennywise, and
Mm.
uh, it lets you go back into the movies, and if you already seen the movies, you're like, oh, we get to learn more, and you're like, oh my gosh, Pennywise actually is continuing from the movies, and it makes you want to rewatch the movies. So for most geek story, I just really love that. And even though Sinners is in that category, I
Yeah.
still love Sinners story.
Mm-hmm.
When I think back to it, there's so much meaning behind it,
Yeah.
that it is one of the most rewatchable movies. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and please go rewatch it. Please go rewatch our review of Sinners, our podcast on it. That was a great one.
Yeah.
Um, but it just also has a really great story. And Sinners just has so much that even though I love Welcome to Derry, at the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
it ain't a movie.
Yeah.
And and if I had to put in a movie, you telling the story, I think Sinners is up there.
Okay. I'd say for me, the standout of the winners was probably uh Zoe Saldana for supporting actress, because I just knew he was gonna get Ariana Grande in there, bro. I ain't
Yeah,
gonna cap. But when I look back at all of them, I think all my picks made it. I don't know how this year.
I think so. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
last year it was probably more split, a little bit more split. But yeah, somehow I convinced you.
Hey. And I will say, because we didn't do a lot on this,
Uh-huh.
K-pop Demon Hunters was one of my favorite movies of the year, but I'm a big K-pop stan,
Yeah.
and to see that animated, and I do think as soon as I saw it, I was like, "Yo, this is lightning! Like this thing is
Mm,
fire!" And then
yeah.
it just took the world by storm. That I was like, "Yo, I didn't even know that would happen." I thought, I was chilling. I thought that was just a good
Yeah.
movie that I'd keep in my pocket, and everybody was like going crazy. Kids singing the song.
Mm-hmm.
They had people dressing up as hunchucks.
Yep.
Uh, so, and one more thing, uh, going into 2025, I want to make sure
26.
2026.
Yeah.
Jeez, I gotta
It's
watch
still
more
early.
anime, man.
Yeah.
Like it was the year of the anime last year. I
Yeah.
swear. So I'm gonna get to it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think for me last year was like year of anime, but also like I feel like I got my Spookmaster badge
Yeah,
in
definitely,
last
man.
year, because I watched a lot of spooky stuff. I'm gonna keep
On
doing
your
it,
own.
but
I don't think I said anything. You just went off and
I just started because I was like, I gotta lock in. Like,
yeah.
what am I missing? right now.
Yeah.
Because I think Weapons was when I was like, okay, as long as it's not like paranormal, I can do this. You know, and then like some of the other stuff I just watch at the crib, so I could take breaks and do whatever I have to do, just not to be mega scared. Get some palate cleansers in there, so that I won't be like too spooked out. But I definitely think this year I want to keep up with that trend of watching more spooky stuff. And then also just like rewatching more movies. Because I definitely like watched pretty much everything we talk about, but like I don't watch them again, you know, and I feel like I'm like, dang, I need to do that more often, you know. So, but yeah, man, I hope y'all enjoyed the show, man. Let us know what y'all think in the comment section below. We got cooked last year from our picks, but you know, it's part of the game. But Chris, what you geeked about, bro?
This year, what am I geeked about? I want to troll a little bit. I want to say I'm geeked about finally catching up in One Piece.
Yeah, it'll happen.
Yeah, yeah, we'll see about that. But just something small because it's gonna be right around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty geeked about Bridgerton. We got another season coming out, and I swear
How many
I don't be.
seasons is it?
I think it's 4 now.
Dang.
I feel like we've been through a lot.
Oh.
Yeah, I think we're on 4. Um, and I will say a lot of the magic kind of wore off after season 3,
Mm-hmm.
just due to the nature of it, of stuff being uncovered.
Yeah. Do they sing in that
But
too? Or is that Hamilton?
no, they don't.
Oh,
Hamilton's musical.
yeah.
But I'm just always hyped about it because it is coming to an end, and we're wrapping it up. And every time I do not care about Bridgerton, I watch a few episodes, and I'm like, dang.
I care again. They
Yeah, like
got me.
I just gotta know how this drama unfold. I gotta know how y'all get together, and it's just the same
How you get
tune that
together?
be working. Yeah,
Yeah, it's the drama,
it just
bro.
be
It's the
it's the
drama.
drama. I'm
Yeah,
like, dang.
that's your
So
drama.
that's at the end of the month.
That's your Love
Um,
Island. Let me stop.
yeah, yeah. Essentially, though, so Bridgerton, shout out to Bridgerton.
Mm-hmm.
I gave you a plug, but G, what you geeked about?
What am I geeked about, man? I'm geeked about Avatar, Last Airbender.
Mm,
Can't wait to see Toph go crazy. Um, I'm geeked about just like the Night of the Seven was it
Kingdoms.
Kingdoms? Yeah, I was about to say realms, but that's something different. Um, that just came out today. And then Industry, bro. Industry's back. I'm super excited. First episode was elite. Second episode was but it's like some major story stuff that happened in that joint that it's just like my 2 least favorite people was the main stars of it, so I wasn't really like super like on it like that, but it was still good. And then honestly, I'm glad football over, bro. I'm happy. I'm happy that we get to move on from college football. Super Bowl's still going on, but I don't think nobody really gonna be hyped for the Super Bowl except the people that's in it.
I
You
ain't gonna
know,
lie, you speaking facts right
it's
there.
one of those ones where it's like,
It's one of those ones.
you know. So can't really say too much about that. And then, am I excited for any movies that's coming out? Not really. Like, just directly coming out. I can't think of something right now.
Not directly, but we got a
Right.
big banger coming out towards the end of the year, so that's exciting.
Yeah. And then it's just like the anime.
Yeah.
I'm watching Fire Force. I'm watching JJK. And I just finished Blue Lock again. But Baki though about to come out at some point. I gotta rewatch Baki again. That's my favorite. So gotta rewatch that. And then that's really it, man. So super excited for the year though. Super excited for the year. Go ahead.
And shout out to G for always putting together the Geeked Awards. You did an amazing job again this year, man.
Appreciate it, buddy.
It takes a lot of work, so everyone, give them a likes and go crazy in the comment section, because behind the scenes, this does take a lot to put together, and he does it great every single year. So shout out to G.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, dude. Well, so without further ado, we're gonna get up out of here, man. Appreciate y'all for watching. As always, hit that like button, subscribe button if you haven't already, and we'll see y'all next week. Stay geeked. Peace.
Later, y'all.